Learn from my mistakes. My first business failed and it almost killed me, literally. My hormones became dangerously out of whack. I overused all kinds of stimulants to counter the fatigue, brain fog, and depression as my testosterone dipped to 150. Normal for a guy like me is like 800 to 1200. My appendix nearly burst, and after emergency surgery, an internal infection turned septic and I was hospitalized. I grew open sores all over my back, and after numerous tests, the cause was determined to be stress. Entrepreneurship isn't for the faint of heart, but it's even harder for the eternally stubborn, like this guy. But there is a better way. Sometimes in business, you make decisions that seem great at the time, but when they go wrong, it is tough to recover from. Failing is part of life. The key is to learn from mistakes and not repeat them. If you're smart, you'll learn from your own mistakes. If you are wise, you will study others and learn from their mistakes. With that in mind, here are 5 business mistakes I've personally made in the past so you can recognize and avoid them in the future. Number 1, don't go too big too early. Start small and prove your concept. I've seen many businesses fail because the owner is convinced they need the best, most expensive, and perfect setup, location, equipment, advertisement space, whatever. Instead, dip your toes gently into the water of a new effort or venture. Once you have proven that your model works, then scale slowly and deliberately. Number 2, utilize interns, part-time contractors, and even virtual freelance assistants on sites like Fiverr.com to build your team's capacity. The commitment to have regular part-time or full-time workers is a big step as you scale. Be sure your financials are ready for the increased expense. When you do decide to hire employees, utilize variable and incentive-based pay as much as possible. Be very wary of anyone that wants a high salary with little commissions or bonus. Financial incentives work, and a great salesperson will gladly take a minimum salary when you add in the potential for large bonuses and commissions based on their performance. 2 key phrases I wish I fully understood when I started my first business when it comes to hiring employees. Number 1, be slow to hire and fast to fire. And number 2, no employee will ever treat a business like the owner will, so don't expect them to. Number 3, be careful when attaching yourself to brands and companies you don't control. Ideally, you establish your own brand that stands alone. Then you can use temporary partnerships to use positive brand associations to help you grow over time. I mean, what happens when there's a PR incident with your aligned company? Like it recently happened with CrossFit. Or you need to adjust your branding, products, or services for your market, but you're not actually in complete control of your brand's marketing, products, and services. This is especially true when it comes to multi-level marketing companies, franchises, and other like models. Number 4, your capital is your lifeblood. Ensure you have enough capital to support 6 months of operations and living with no revenue. When I first started in business, they seemed overly cautious. It's not. Everything is going to cost 2 times more than you expect, and it's going to take 2 times longer than you expect. Finally, number 5, and I think the most important of the 5 mistakes, and one that I'll be doing some more content on in the future, which is be sure you fully understand your brand and your unique value proposition. What makes you different from your competitors? If you plan on competing as a small business on price, you better think again. Utilize a branding agency or a business coach to refine and check on your complete business plan before you start. Trying to make major adjustments to your brand and your unique value proposition while operating your business is like trying to change a tire while you're driving down the highway. It's really hard and potentially dangerous. That being said, don't let the fear of business ownership deter you from chasing your dreams. I'm a firm believer that there are only 2 routes to create true wealth: investments and business ownership. Investments are generally slow and, more importantly, usually require a large input in order to create a large output. Starting with $1,000 and creating a regular 6 or 7-figure salary in a few years is not usually realistic with investments, but this can absolutely happen with a successful high-growth business. The way of the entrepreneur can be extremely beneficial to create financial freedom. But if it were easy, everyone would do it. Be sure you develop a solid business plan and get assistance from those who have walked the path you are embarking on. As Warren Buffett once said, It's good to learn from your mistakes. It's better to learn from others. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to share it, like it, and go check out more content on StrongerLeadersStrongerProfits.com.